Well, hello there. This weekend, my beloved husband went with beloved friends to a place in Oklahoma called the Blessed Stanley Rother Shrine. It's outside of Oklahoma City. Stanley Rother was an Okie. He was a farm boy, born in 1935, and felt a call to the priesthood. I grew up in Oklahoma. I had no idea there were Catholics in Oklahoma. I was a Methodist, and all my friends, I think, were Baptists. So I didn't know there were Catholics there, because kids don't know a whole lot of stuff, do they? But now I do. And anywho, he was called to Guatemala, and he was a missionary in Guatemala, and the people loved him, and he loved his people. And he was martyred there. There was the Civil War in the early 80s, late 70s. He had come home, back up to Oklahoma or here to the States, but he said a shepherd doesn't leave his flock. And there was a hit put out on him, but he went anyway, and they killed him anyway. The opposition to Catholicism, or just shitty people. And he was martyred for his faith, because he did not renounce Christianity, and he did not stop protecting his people. So they brought his body is back here in Oklahoma. His heart is at this church down in Guatemala, and they built it's a huge church. The church will hold 2,000 people. And then the chapel itself is large. When Richard and the Emmerichs went up there on a Saturday, there were 2 weddings and a quinceanera going on. There was a lot of activity. But Rick said that, I asked him, did you feel the thin spot? Because a friend of ours, Tim Baca, had said, there's a big thin spot up there. And I wanted to go. I always trust Tim Baca, Father Tim. He knows stuff. So, spiritual stuff. So, Rick said, oh yeah, the thin place. The atmosphere was very heavy. And then it felt light. And then when he turned, he felt something shift in his spirit, like he was moving in slow motion. And it was, Richard and I have had lots of spiritual experiences over the years. He had never experienced anything like that. It was powerful, and it was amazing, and I cannot wait to go up there. It's outside of Oklahoma City. Look him up on the internet, Blessed Stanley Rother. Blessed Stanley Rother Shrine. And then, I believe then, Okmulgee? No, not Okmulgee. Okarche? It's an odd-sounding name of a town. It's the town that Blessed Stanley was from. They have, I think it's the oldest bar in Oklahoma, with the coldest beer and the very best fried chicken. You had me at fried chicken. So that's a little travel tip on this beautiful spring day. If you get up to Oklahoma City or outside of Oklahoma, go check him out. Go feel the thin spot, where the veil between heaven and earth is so thin, you can feel You can feel the Spirit. And you have to go experience it yourself, other than me just telling you about it. Have a lovely day, and you be wonderful. Be wonderful.